Coming out today, February the 18th, 2025. Take a look at the latest headlines with me. Social Security warning issued over benefits interruption. You can see this just coming out today, this morning. And this is because the acting head of Social Security has quit after a clash with DOGE over the data release. I'm going to give you all the information. I've got video footage and articles you are not going to want to miss. Like I said, a lot unfolding with DOGE and Social Security, and they're saying some of the biggest fraud that we have ever seen. Now, also, take a look at this in the last 24 hours, and it's being confirmed this morning. DOGE's access to critical IRS system containing taxpayer information is imminent. DOGE is facing criticism over access to federal systems, but today I'm going to share with you some video footage. They're saying that DOGE's next target is the IRS. And take a look. Democratic lawmakers question DOGE's access to IRS and tax return information. I'm going to share with you the latest on this coming out. Now, let me know your thoughts on this. Is this good that DOGE is diving into the Social Security, the IRS, all of these different federal agencies and trying to dig up any corruption, any fraud, any mismanagement of our federal funds, taxpayer dollars that are meant to go out to be used to help us out? Well, there's a lot of criticism also coming out saying that DOGE and Elon Musk should not be able to do this. Let me know your thoughts. Is this a good thing? If so, put yes. If no, put no. But I'm going to share with you the latest video footage coming out as we are hearing that the Social Security Administration Commissioner has said she quits because of the access that DOGE is getting. And they are saying they are exposing some of the largest fraud we have ever seen. Now, they're saying it's mismanagement, but now they're saying fraud is about to be exposed, unlike anything we have ever seen in history through the Social Security Administration. I'm going to share with you the latest video footage and articles so that way you can see it for yourself. So let's go ahead and dive right in, get you caught up on the latest. I see the yeses and the nos pouring in, and while you're dropping those yeses and nos, do me a favor, take a quick second if you haven't done so yet. Hit that like button for me. Just takes a second. Helps the channel out a ton, spreads this out further across the YouTube platform so more people can get the latest breaking information coming out today, February the 18th, 2025, that the Commissioner of Social Security has quit. She said, I am done, and she has left with what is going on and being exposed in Social Security. Also, to stay up to date, because like I've told you, this is just the beginning. There is a lot more coming. We're seeing all the federal programs that are on the chopping block, and also, this is just the beginning with Social Security. There is more on the way. To stay up to date, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. It's totally free. Why not? You hit subscribe. I'll keep you up to speed on everything. And here on the channel, I try to hold myself to the highest level of accountability to the community by citing all the sources like a book report. So every article I'm going to reference, it's going to be linked in the description with a hyperlink. You can click it for yourself, go read it, see the sources, see the dates, see the information. I'm going to put it on the screen, read right from it, so that way you can rest assured and know that this is the latest. In addition to that, video footage coming out just this morning. I'm going to be playing for you all the latest coming out as we're hearing deep dives into Social Security. There's quitting going on, and also concerns, as I mentioned in that very first article, about check delays, payment delays going out due to what is happening right now with Social Security, and the IRS, they're saying, is next. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to get you guys caught up on the latest so that way you can see what is going on. I'm seeing some people saying they are glad it's going on. Some people are saying get rid of Elon Musk. Some people are saying hit that like button. Let's go ahead and get you guys caught up on the latest so you can see exactly what is taking place. Now, let's go ahead and start off with some video footage so that way you can see it for yourself, and then we're going to dive into some articles. Let's start off with Social Security payment delays and also the quitting of the Commissioner for Social Security. Let's go ahead and take a look at some video footage.
This morning, there are new developments in the Trump administration's push to reshape the federal government. Another department is now facing scrutiny from Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE.
NBC News has learned that the acting commissioner of the Social Security Administration, Michelle King, stepped down over the weekend after she refused a request from DOGE to access sensitive data of millions of Americans at the agency. That is according to two sources familiar with the situation. Well, the White House later confirmed that King was no longer head of the agency.
NBC News White House correspondent Aaron Gilchrist joins us now. Aaron, let's start there. What are we hearing from our sources, also from the White House, just about this resignation? And just tied to that, what's the information that DOGE is looking for here?
Well, Joe and Savannah, good morning. The Social Security Administration is in charge of managing payments for more than 70 million Americans. We know that President Trump has promised not to cut benefits from that particular agency as they're doing this work across the federal government to make cuts. One of the sources familiar with King's resignation in particular said that some of the information involved here in this dispute included bank information, Social Security numbers, birth dates, and in some cases medical records as well. King retired instead of giving up that information. She refused to let Musk's team access those sensitive government documents. Again, that's according to two sources, and the White House has confirmed that she is no longer the person in charge of that agency. We know that the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, gave an interview last night where she talked about this, and she said that the president has directed DOGE teams to identify fraud at the Social Security Administration. There was an anecdote from Elon Musk last week when he spoke in the Oval Office where he said that there was at least a case where someone was collecting Social Security benefits who was 150 years old. So that sort of offers an example of what they describe as waste in that agency. Leavitt did say that his team has not dug into the books just yet, Joe and Savannah, but they do expect that they will find some waste and potentially fraud at the Social Security Administration.
Aaron, all this comes as mass layoffs across the government are continuing. We know nearly 300 employees at the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, have been fired. We're also learning that the Department for Homeland Security is planning to fire hundreds of senior leaders this week. What can you tell us about all this?
Yeah, I spoke with the FAA union yesterday, and I understand that there were about just under 300 of their members who received these termination letters over the weekend, and they were talking about people who work as maintenance mechanics, environmental protection specialists, aviation safety specialists. The union president there expressing concern that this is going to mean an overloaded workforce is going to be even more overloaded as some of these positions have been cut. And this is an agency where people have already been stretched thin. At the Department of Homeland Security, our understanding is that the administration is about to cut some of these top positions, these people who've been in career positions for a long time at the agency, high-level folks. They're getting ready to get rid of them at some point this week because they don't really align with the administration's goals for the Department of Homeland Security and the many agencies that are a part of that particular department. This source said that the Trump administration has a centralized plan and a list of names that it intends to work with to make these cuts across that agency. And these are not folks, we understand from one source, who have job performance issues or who are being cut as a result of an effort to downsize that agency. This is people who simply are not aligned with what President Trump wants that agency to be doing, Joe and Savannah.
And Aaron, on this President's Day, we saw a lot of pushback and protests to President Trump, right?
You're right. There were protests across the country to what DOGE and its team members are doing across the federal government. We saw this happening in many cities. You see an example here in Atlanta. I want you to hear what some of these folks are concerned about. One of the people we talked to, I believe, was in Washington, D.C. Listen.
I'm worried about the power that Elon Musk has been given without any kind of election and kind of running over everybody. That's a big concern. I'm worried about, I have a lot of family and friends that are federal employees or depending on grant money to do research, so it's impacted me personally.
So, Joe and Savannah, conversely, I think it's worth pointing out that there are people who support what President Trump is doing and what Elon Musk is doing to downsize the government, to identify, as the president has said many times, waste, fraud, and abuse. And they think that these cuts have been long needed. Guys?
All right, Aaron, thank you so much.
There you have it, you guys. So let me know your thoughts on this. Is this a good thing? Yes or no? Put yes in the comments. If you are glad to see they're saying Elon Musk, Donald Trump coming in and just kind of auditing everything and making sure that, hey, they are being good stewards of our taxpayer dollars. Yet at the same time, we're hearing that the commissioner has now quit. This is the latest news coming out as a result of conflict with DOGE and DOGE getting access to information. The commissioner, the leader of Social Security, has stepped down, and that is why now we're seeing articles coming out like this morning. Social Security warning issued over benefit interruption, and we're hearing that what Elon Musk is exposing is massive. He's saying this is the biggest mismanagement of federal dollars that we have seen in U.S. history, what is about to come out. So, like I said, this is just the beginning. And I'm going to play for you some video footage on this as well. But let's take a look at this article so that way you can see a little bit about the warning about payment delays. They're saying potential benefit interruptions. And I actually saw another clip that had come out from MSNBC, but it was just so skewed and slanted that I couldn't play it because it was just so Trump and just really hating. I couldn't play it. I typically like to just play any source and give the information, but it was just so like overly done that I couldn't play it. Let's just go ahead and read through this article from Newsweek that's going to give information about it, as they're saying there are potential concerns about delays with what is going on. Now, we will see. I will keep you up to date, but let's take a look at this article so that way you can see it for yourself. And this is going to be linked down in the description below. It says, the former Social Security Administration commissioner has said that benefits could be interrupted due to Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency audit from DOGE. Now, Musk, selected by President Donald Trump as head of DOGE, has been tasked with finding ways to streamline government processes and to cut spending. But the unofficial government agency's approach to the task and its access to government payment systems and personal information have been met with backlash from some lawmakers, government officials, and advocacy groups. Musk has said that Social Security is rife with fraud and erroneous payments, and that the federal agency has been making payments to long-dead recipients. This weekend, Acting Commissioner Michelle King resigned from her role over DOGE's alleged access to SSA data. So she has officially resigned. And like I said, I'm going to play for you more video footage on what has unfolded with what they're saying is the exposure of massive corruption in Social Security. And in addition to that, I'm also going to be playing for you the protests, more video footage on that so you can see as around the nation, people are protesting against Elon Musk and DOGE. Now, here is what to know. Martin O'Malley, the Social Security Commissioner under the Biden administration and the former Maryland governor, has heavily criticized DOGE's intervention in the federal agency, which manages and provides benefits sent to some 73 million Americans every single month. At this rate, DOGE, will break it. And they will break it fast, and there will be an interruption of benefits, Martin O'Malley said, according to the reports from the Washington Post newspaper. Newsweek has contacted the Social Security Administration for comments via email. So there you have it. Former Commissioner of the Social Security, Martin O'Malley, who was appointed under the Biden administration, is sounding the alarms that Social Security checks could be delayed, that DOGE is about to break Social Security, and we saw all over the weekend the current commissioner, Michelle King, stepped down from her position. O'Malley also took issue with the appointment of Leland Dudek, a manager in charge of Social Security's anti-fraud office, as acting commissioner instead of other high-ranking officials at the federal agency. Dudek will head up the Social Security Administration until Frank Bisignano, President Trump's nomination, is likely appointed via a Senate confirmation hearing. It's a shame the chilling effect that it has to disregard 120 senior executive service people, O'Malley added. To pick up an acting commissioner that is not in a senior executive service sends a message that professional people should leave that beleaguered public agency. DOGE at the SSA. Elon Musk has said that DOGE staffers, they have been auditing the SSA and has since claimed on various occasions that people that are hundreds of years old and therefore dead are claiming Social Security benefits. Earlier this week, he published part of a spreadsheet that he claims shows millions of long-dead people still claiming benefits. During a White House appearance with President Trump last week, Musk said that a cursory examination of Social Security showed that payments were being sent to people that are 150 years old. And just to clarify, we're going to be taking a look at that here in just a second. On that chart, millions of people, they're saying, over the age of 150. In addition to that, they're saying there are more Social Security accounts that are active right now than there are people living in the United States of America. Close to 400 million accounts. I think it was 395 million, if I remember correctly. And they said that there's only about 335 million people in the U.S. That includes all age ranges. So they're saying there is some massive mismanagement, and they are also speculating, a lot of people saying, we are about to expose some major fraud in Social Security. So here's what people are saying. The new acting commissioner, Leland Dudek, said in an email seen by ABC News, I will lead this agency in an open and transparent manner. My first call as acting commissioner was to our Inspector General office to provide them an opportunity to oversee and review any and all agency activity, including my actions, past, present, and future. Transparency is at the heart of a good government. Harrison Fields, White House spokesperson, released a statement Monday night that read, President Trump has nominated the highly qualified and talented Frank Bisignano to lead the Social Security Administration, and we expect him to be swiftly confirmed in the coming weeks. In the meantime, the agency will be led by a career Social Security anti-fraud expert as the acting commissioner. So what happens next? Dudek will be the acting commissioner until Trump's nominee, GOP donor, and businessman Frank Bisignano is likely confirmed by the Senate in the coming months. So there you have it, you guys. So there are warnings. There could be delays or interruptions in payments going out, but they're saying that this is due to the fact that they are trying to clean up house in Social Security. Now, again, let me know your thoughts. Is this a good thing? If so, put yes in the comments. If no, put no. Let me know your thoughts. And hopefully there are no delays as a result of what is going on, but they're saying that this is very badly needed. In fact, let's take a look at some more information coming out, some video footage, so that way you can see more details. Now, I've been covering this for you as it's been unfolding, but let's take a look at some more of it as they're going to break down all of those fraudulent accounts. They're saying there are people, there's actually one account where somebody they're saying is around 360 years old. And they're saying that in some of these cases, somebody is collecting Social Security checks. And also, they're saying one of the issues is somebody is filing tax returns and getting tax returns for accounts. For they're saying a lot of people that are over the age of 130, 150, it's insane. And they're saying some of the most massive fraud we have ever seen is about to be exposed in U.S. history. If you appreciate the updates, hit the like button. And let's take a look at some more video footage giving us updates as to what is going on.
Waste. Well, the numbers are just incredible. Liz Peek, let's get into it. Elon Musk posted this graphic on X showing how many people in what age group there are accepting these Social Security checks. It's just pretty incredible that you see ages 110 to 119, 3.6 million. If you're 120 to 129, 3.5 million. I mean, last time I checked, Liz, there was no one in America that's 140 years old.
But if there is someone 140 years old, Maria, they sure deserve Social Security payments, and I'm all for it. Look, there are two astonishing things here. Number one, that this sloppiness and the fraud and waste has gone on for so long. Obviously, this is not something that happened overnight. It is incredible to me that people working in our government have had such laziness, such inertia, that they have never even bothered to look at these numbers that apparently are pretty easy to find. Number two, what's really incredible is that anyone is objecting to this because, as Caroline Levitt pointed out, this isn't just about hauling in all those illegal and fraudulent and wasteful payments. It is about making sure that if you're 60 years old, you're going to get Social Security payments from a healthy institution for the next many years. So how can anyone object to this? I have no idea.
Well, I think, Cheryl, the Democrats are objecting to it because they're embarrassed. They've been supposedly stewards of our economy and stewards of our government for how many years, depending on who you're talking about, and this has been happening on their watch.
The agency's been asleep at the wheel, and I think that is where I'm so glad you brought this up, because it's the system. You know, the why did this happen? And actually, Elon Musk did post about it. He said that the logic flow diagram for the Social Security system looks insane. All capital letters, he wrote, Maria. He says no other person actually knows how it works. You need to get forensic accounting. You need to get programmers. You need to get people from DOGE, that team. You need to get experts on technology and algorithms and accounting systems in there. Why that has never happened in all the decades that you've had multiple, thousands of reports about Social Security fraud, about checks that just kept going to somebody's residence after they'd passed away. I mean, come on, Maria. It's just, I can't believe we're finally addressing this. Like, I'm happy.
For so many years, Chris, that's all you heard from politicians. we have to get rid of fraud, abuse, and waste, and yet, what? They didn't actually go and look to see where the money was going?
This bloated bureaucracy is just so... The idea that somehow some nameless bureaucrat could do a better job than Elon Musk is absurd. And the fact that where are these directors of Social Security been? This is the first thing you check in your first day. Are we paying anybody we shouldn't be? It's millions and millions of dollars. They keep talking about the viability of Social Security. That's the first thing you should have done instead of talking about raising taxes and cutting benefits. This should have been number one. So, I mean, these people should be ashamed of themselves.
And of course, right now, we've got the debate over how to cut, to come up with offsets to actually afford President Trump's agenda, being money for the border, money for defense. And, and they're talking about cutting into mandatory spending. Okay, instead of just going back and looking at where the money is, which is what Elon Musk and DOGE are doing from the beginning, they're talking about cutting into mandatory spending. It's just outrageous.
There you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, as they're saying that this is just absolutely incredible what is going on right now. Now, in addition to that, like I said, we are hearing that this could potentially bring payment delays. Hopefully not. I'll keep you up to date on that. And also, we had heard that the commissioner has stepped down. Acting head of Social Security quits after a clash with DOGE, according to reports. The White House said that he appointed a replacement, the President Trump nominee, to serve as the permanent commissioner to Social Security Administration. Frank Bisignano is vetted and confirmed with federal law. So I shared this with you already in the previous article, but here is another one that's going to be linked down in the description below. This is all over the news media headlines, and you saw them share with you the numbers. Here's another look at it. This coming out from Elon Musk, and you can see here, people ages 90 to 100, they're saying there are 6 million accounts. Now, you can barely see it right here, 100 to 110 or 109, 4,700,000 accounts, and it is insane. It's incredible how many people they're saying are on this. In fact, more people have accounts in Social Security than are actually alive in the United States by roughly, I think it was like 60 million more accounts than people even in the United States. And they're saying not only is this mismanagement, but they're about to take off the lid on exposing massive corruption in the Social Security Administration. They're saying the likes of which we have never seen before. And they are saying that it is ripe with fraud. This is the words that are coming out from Elon Musk. So he is not saying mismanagement. He is bringing out the full accusations. Now, let me know, do you agree? Do you think that we are about to see the exposure of the biggest fraud in U.S. history unfold with Social Security? If you think the fraud exposure is coming, drop a 3. If you think no, it's just mismanagement, it is just poor leadership, put a 4. Let me know your thoughts. But they're saying that there are people, they believe in these situations, that are collecting checks, that are collecting refunds, that are taking advantage of our federal taxpayer dollars that we pour into those of us that are participating in the system. They're saying they are using it for who knows what, and we already saw that with the U.S. aid, but they're saying what was being done with the U.S. aid is nothing compared to what we are about to see with Social Security. So like I said, it is about to be exposed, coming to light. And I'm seeing a lot of people dropping 3s. I do see a couple of 4s, but most people are saying prepare for fraud exposure unlike anything we have ever seen before. Now, let's take a look at some more video footage. I'm going to share with you guys some more. There's just video footage coming out everywhere today. February the 18th, 2025, as we're hearing checks could be delayed. The commissioner has resigned. She quit on the spot. Now they've got a new person that's fulfilling the spot at the moment as they're going to bring in the new permanent commissioner. And we're hearing the IRS is next. No federal government agency is safe from DOGE. Department of Government Efficiency is shining the light on everything, cleaning up house, unlike anything we have ever seen before. Now, if you appreciate the updates, hit that like button for me, and let's take a look at some more video footage so that way you can see it for yourself.
All right, let's bring in Missouri Congressman and member of the subcommittee on delivering on government efficiency, DOGE, Eric Burleson. Congressman, good morning to you. So what's your reaction to that? People with Social Security numbers that are way older than you've ever heard be able to live in this country. So what do you think?
It tells us how poor this system is and how inefficient the federal bureaucracy has become. It also lets us in on how structurally we have created an environment that is ripe for fraud. And so while I'm not certain, and we'll need to investigate all of these individuals, the millions of people that, are over a certain, reasonable age, and determine if they truly are individuals and if it truly is a fraud incident. While we still need to do that investigation, it's clear that there are not systems in place that are obvious checks on things like this.
So there's also this. Fox News has learned that the DOGE audit on the IRS is imminent, despite backlash from Democrats. Of course, a ruling on the effort to block Musk's DOGE from accessing data and being able to fire employees is expected today. So what do you think is going to happen there?
I think at the end of the day, the American people, I think, trust the fact that we have an individual, one of the smartest individuals on the planet, who is not in this for his own self-interest. He's really sacrificing his time and his treasure to help save this country because it's in his best interest. No one has more to lose than Elon Musk. And so, and I think that the fact that he is lending his talent and his expertise and all the geniuses that come with him, we should embrace that. And I know that as someone elected official, I welcome, it's like the cavalry coming in, having someone like Elon Musk come in and point out all of the fraud and all the waste that we've been trying to point out for years.
Okay, well, we see the sign in the background. You are at the Alliance for Responsible Citizenship Conference in London alongside leaders around the world. For those who are just learning about this conference, tell us about it as it enters day.
All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and pause it there because I want to stay focused on the Social Security and what's going on with the IRS. Now, in addition to that, let's go ahead and take a look at this as we're hearing, yes, the IRS is next. And I'm also going to share with you some more video footage here in just a second on Social Security and the protests that are taking place around the nation against Donald Trump and Elon Musk. But take a look and let me know, are you glad to see this? If so, put yes. If no, put no. But we're hearing DOGE is gaining access to the IRS, and they said that they were going to be addressing this today. So this starting to come out yesterday. You can see the date on this article coming out the 17th yesterday. Today we're hearing it has been confirmed. They get access. It is imminent. DOGE is going to be going through the IRS now to make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Yes or no? Is this good? And also, take a look at this. Democratic lawmakers, though, are questioning DOGE's access, saying they should not have it, saying this is bad. Get Elon Musk out of the IRS. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But let's take a look at this article here very quickly. And this is going to be linked to the description below, as always, so that way you can see it for yourself. And it says, the Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon Musk, will soon have access to the Internal Revenue Service, or the IRS, system that contains sensitive taxpayer information, according to Fox News. DOGE has requested access to the IRS Integrated Data Retrieval System, which allows the IRS workers to view taxpayer accounts. Harrison Fields, the White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary, told Fox News in a statement that access to this system is necessary to identify fraud and to fix the system. Waste, fraud, and abuse. They have been deeply entrenched in our broken system for far too long, Fields said. It takes direct access to the system to identify and to fix it. DOGE will continue to shine a light on the fraud that they uncover, as the American people deserve to know what their government has been spending their hard-earned tax dollars on. The IRS website states that the system allows workers to have instantaneous visual access to certain taxpayer accounts. Other functions of the system include researching account information and requesting returns, entering transactions and collecting information, and automatically generating notices, collections, documents, and other outputs. Musk is leading DOGE to aggressively slash government waste when it comes to federal spending under President Donald Trump. It was created via executive order and is a temporary organization within the White House that will spend 18 months carrying out its mission. The group has faced criticism over its access to the federal system, including the Treasury Department payment system, as well as moves to cancel federal contracts and make cuts at various agencies. Attorney generals from 14 states are suing to block DOGE from accessing federal data, arguing that Musk and Trump's administration have engaged in illegal executive overreach. And here you can see the 14 states: Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Minnesota, Michigan, Vermont, Maryland, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. Now, the newly formed cost-cutting agency scored a win on Friday when a federal judge in Washington declined a request to temporarily block it from accessing sensitive data from the Departments of Labor, Health, and Human Services and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. So, like I said, we are hearing full speed ahead with DOGE. So if you are glad that this is taking place, and I see those yeses still pouring in, it looks like they are full speed ahead, and we're hearing that this being updated today, the 18th, this is going to happen. And also, if you appreciate the updates, take a second, hit that like button, and take a look at this coming out just a little while ago, just in the past maybe hour or so. Democratic lawmakers are questioning DOGE's access to the IRS. So let's take a look at this very quickly. 2 Democratic senators, they are demanding the Internal Revenue Service answer questions on whether and what to extent the billionaire Elon Musk's personnel can access tax information, particularly during filing season. Senators Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts and Ron Wyden of Oregon wrote a letter on yesterday to the IRS's acting commissioner, Douglas O'Donnell, requesting immediate disclosure of the full extent of the potential access to the IRS systems and data granted to the U.S. DOGE service. The U.S. DOGE service, formerly the U.S. Digital Service, houses the 18-month Department of Government Efficiencies project established by President Donald Trump via executive order. The executive branch entity, which is not an actual federal department, is led by Trump's top campaign donor, Elon Musk, the wealthy entrepreneur who owns Tesla, SpaceX, XAI, Neuralink, and X. He has been dispatching a crew of software engineers to penetrate computer networks and data at numerous federal agencies. Lawsuits filed by labor unions and former and current government employees have piled up in the wake of Musk's dismantling of several agencies, and that is exactly what we're hearing it is. Federal agencies are being dismantled. They're crumbling apart. They are being picked apart as Elon Musk and his team are going through finding massive mismanagement, waste, and now they're saying some of the biggest fraud we have ever seen in U.S. history. It is coming to light, being exposed, being dismantled. Access to IRS systems. So again, they're saying as of today, February 18th, next in the crosshairs is the IRS. According to the public reports, the White House is pressuring the IRS to agree to a memorandum of understanding which would give software engineers working for Elon Musk at DOGE broad access to the IRS systems, property, and databases, which include the private tax return information of hundreds of millions of American citizens and businesses, Warren and Wyden wrote. The letter later continued, no executive order requiring agency heads to provide DOGE personnel access to IRS records or information technology systems supersedes the federal tax codes. Musk's software engineers, they have no right to hoover up taxpayer data and send that data back to any other part of the federal government and may be breaking law if they are doing so, the senator said. Now, State's newsroom requested a copy of the memorandum the senators referred to in that letter, but the White House did not provide it. A White House spokesperson defended Musk's access in a written statement. Waste, fraud, and abuse. They have been deeply entrenched in our broken system for far too long. It takes direct access to the system to identify and fix it, said Harrison Fields, Principal Deputy Press Secretary. DOGE will continue to shine a light on the fraud that they uncover as the American people deserve to know what their government has been spending their hard-earned dollars on, he said. The Department of Treasury and the IRS did not respond to an email or a voice message. So lawsuits have been filed. 2 large unions and 2 advocacy groups representing small business owners and taxpayers sued the IRS, Treasury, and DOGE late Monday, alleging the Trump administration and DOGE are violating several federal privacy laws. The Center for Taxpayer Rights, Main Street Alliance, and National Federation of Federal Employees and Communications Workers of America filed the lawsuit in the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia. The organizations represented by the legal advocacy group Democracy Forward requested the court, among other actions, to block the wrongful provisions of access, inspection, and disclosure of return information and other personal information in the IRS system to members of DOGE. Now, the case has been assigned to Judge Colleen Collar-Cotley, who was appointed by former President Bill Clinton back in 1977. Now, we are hearing, you can see this was updated this morning, and the latest that we are hearing is full speed ahead with DOGE on the IRS, that they are going to get access to this. They are going to be cleaning up house, and they're going to be getting stuff done. So things are moving here with Social Security, the IRS, all of these things. Now, like I said, I'm also going to be playing for you massive protests that are taking place, and also more updates as to what is going on with DOGE getting access to these things. And if you're hopping on a little bit late, as I mentioned to you, we're hearing that with what is unfolding, and this is directly hitting Social Security right now, Social Security warning issued over benefits interruptions. This coming as the acting head of Social Security quit after a clash with DOGE. So the head of Social Security said, I quit, I leave. And they're saying that as a result of this, there could be potentially interruptions or delays. And also DOGE is now going after the IRS. And they're saying that what is being exposed is unbelievable, unlike anything we have ever seen in U.S. history. They're saying the mismanagement of our federal dollars. But they are saying, Elon Musk is coming out and saying, no, not just mismanagement. What we are about to reveal to the U.S. public is corruption and fraud unlike anything ever seen before. And the big one they're hitting right now is Social Security. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at some more updates so you can see it for yourself as what is unfolding with DOGE exposing these federal agencies. So let's go ahead and take a look.
So DOGE's audit of the IRS is imminent. Fox News has learned the Department of Government Efficiency will soon have access to taxpayer information, allowing them to slash waste in the agency. And we'll get the official ruling from a federal judge today on their authority to access data and fire federal employees after appearing poised to side with DOGE. Here to react, Fox News legal analyst, legal editor Carrie Urban. So, Carrie, we're going to find out now if the Supreme, if you feel as though the DOGE can have access to the IRS system. So, if the head of DOGE has a high security clearance, does that allow the people that work for him to have that same access?
Well, no, people get individual clearances. But one thing that I think has been just strange in this whole conversation around DOGE over the last few weeks is this idea that you even need a security clearance to access tax information and Social Security numbers. You don't, unless that Social Security number is attached to sensitive information. Now, the White House has said, and a source that I have within the government has confirmed this with me, that DOGE employees who are accessing sensitive information have the appropriate training and clearances. So that should really be a non-issue at this point. In addition to the fact, Brian, that DOGE employees are federal government employees. And not only should they have the same access as their career official colleagues, they should have more access because they were effectively directly elected by the people via the president in the election. And a lot of what we're seeing over the last few weeks is just the media and certain lawmakers being disingenuous and I think exploiting the American people's lack of knowledge over how this works, and that political appointees are federal government employees just like everyone else and therefore should be able and permitted to do their job. And if they aren't, it's essentially like a usurpation of the democratic process.
So, Carrie, think about this. I work for DOGE. I can't look at the IRS, according to the Democrats. I can't look at the IRS stuff. But if I work for the IRS, I can look at all your stuff. Right. Who are those people? So I can't look at what the IRS is looking at. It's crazy on surface. And how can you possibly reform something if you can't analyze something? Meanwhile, President Trump is going to appeal to the Supreme Court today over the firing of U.S. agency boss as another federal judge rules against federal employees who sued the Trump administration over privacy and security concerns around a government workforce email distribution system. So essentially, the president's got to argue and defend that he could fire somebody that he doesn't want around.
Yeah, I really like this case. This is one to watch.
All right, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it there because I want to stay focused on the IRS, DOGE, and Social Security and what is going on. But as you can see there, they are saying that, hey, also, they're saying it is not illegal for Elon Musk to get access to this, that it is not, it is 100% legal for him to go ahead and access those accounts. So you heard her there saying, hey, no, all this stuff that they're saying about he shouldn't have access, da-da-da-da-da, she said that is false. That is misinformation. They're saying that these are rumors that are being spread by the Democrats to try to undermine what is going on. And you also heard her say that, hey, he has been elected essentially through Donald Trump. Donald Trump is selecting his people for his executive branch to go ahead and do this. And he has chosen Elon Musk and is trusting him to go throughout these different departments and make sure that our taxpayer dollars are being used correctly, and they are being good stewards, these federal agencies, of our funds. So it is finally some checks and balances. It is who is holding the federal government accountable. Well, now they're saying It is Doge. And again, let me know your thoughts. Is this good? If you think so, put yes. If you think no, put no. And if you haven't done so yet, please take a second, hit that like button, help spread the information. Now, there are a lot of people that are saying no. Absolutely not. They do not want Doge and Elon Musk in the funds. Take a look at this. Protests happening all over the United States of America right now with all the stuff that is going on.
So a new group calling itself the 5051 movement, organizing nationwide anti-Trump protests on what they're referring to as Not My President's Day. Watch.
Deport Musk! Deport Musk!
Never turning back. Trump is not a king.
Hey, hey, ho, ho! Trump and Musk have got to go! Stand up! Fight back! Stand up! Fight back!
Unbelievable. Our next guest calls it the Democratic cult that he was once a part of, the executive director of Black Lives Matter, Inc., Mark Fisher. Mark, good morning, brother. Thanks so much for joining the program. So the last... Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say good morning to you and the whole Fox and Friends crew, Lawrence.
Thank you, brother. So the last election, you saw black voters, you saw Latino voters, you saw young people either stay at home or vote for Donald Trump and reject this agenda. So why are the Democrats out there singing in the streets, doubling down on the same message?
Democrats are desperate. I would say it's the closest thing to a national cult that we have. And when you are overwhelmingly beat with a mandate and swept across all branches of government, you basically have nothing else. And that's the playbook, is just protest Trump. But I believe Americans are tired of protests now. And the Democrats offer nothing but protests. So, they just need to, just lick their wounds and give Donald Trump and his administration a chance to do what the people voted him in to do.
So, Mark, as someone that used to be a Democrat myself, you used to be a Democrat. I'm sure there's some folks in the audience wondering why you decided to change. What was it within the party and the movement that you said, okay, I can't take this anymore?
I think that the Democrats are experts at taking advantage of the most vulnerable and weak-minded people in society. I was there and I did it, at one time. And then when they're done with you, you're no longer, they don't have any use for you. You become disposable. And they're doing the same thing. They did it with Black people, and they did it with the immigrants, illegal immigrants. They do it with LGBTQ, and so the protests, the last thing they want to do is give you something that's going to help you. But they allowed Black Lives Matter to protest because they know we needed an outlet somehow or some way. But they never met any of the demands. They never gave us anything. It was bait and switch. They never kept any of their promises. And that's what they're good for.
So this is what the movement is saying in a statement. The 5051 movement does not refer to an organization. It represents a vision, the American dream, as we were all once taught to believe in it. This is not just a movement. It is our modern day civil rights struggle. So I was told that the American dream was to work hard. And if you work hard, you get a good paying job and you get to take care of your family. We're seeing the American dream being robbed from people, though. Our tax dollars are being spent on foreign governments when our people are struggling, money going to illegals. Folks of our generation can't afford a house. Our education system is going nowhere. How is this the American dream?
And not only that, now they're being exposed for the largest fraud probably in the United States history vis-a-vis USAID, along with, a plethora of other, crimes against, the country. And they're just being exposed for it. But these protests, they're all performative. In my state, in Rhode Island, it was maybe a couple dozen people out, with some signs and stuff. And, I think it's interesting, to me, it smells of the George Soros playbook. I'm not going to mention any names, but, this is kind of the playbook. And it's interesting to me, the day of the protest that was scheduled by online demonstrators for the 5th and the 17th, I think. A couple of days before that, they had the scheduled a protest for illegal immigration in several strategic cities across the country. So this is just them, being, sore losers and sour grapes.
Yeah, sore losers sour grapes and the same old things that people rejected in the last election. I'm all for competition, so I want them to be able to regroup and present a vision for the American people that we can get behind so there can be healthy debate. But we're not getting debate, we're getting singing. And I don't think a lot of folks back home are going to resonate with that. Brother, thanks so much for coming on the program this morning.
There you have it, you guys. And let me know your thoughts. And you heard him commenting about the singing, and I saw comments about the singing as well, and the protests, and a lot of people just wondering how on earth can these people be protesting this when Elon Musk, DOGE, and Donald Trump, they're coming in and they are cleaning things up, trying to make things more efficient and get rid of waste and fraud. And they're saying they're going to be exposing some of the worst fraud in U.S. history ever. Now, I know that some people might be concerned about the potential delays we're hearing that could be unfolding here. Now, we'll see, because these warnings are coming out, but if there are interruptions, I'll let you know. If there aren't, I will let you know here on the channel, because take a look once again, for those of you hopping on a little bit late, coming out today, Social Security warning issued over benefit interruption. This is because the acting head of Social Security quit after a clash with DOGE getting access to data. So DOGE is coming in, cleaning up shop in Social Security. They're saying there's major mismanagement. Elon Musk coming out and saying, no, it's not mismanagement. There is fraud we're about to expose. Commissioner quits. She is done. Now, also, we're hearing up next, DOGE is going to be accessing critical IRS system. It is imminent. We're hearing today, it is being confirmed, they are going to be hitting the IRS next. And there are a lot of those that are skeptical about it, particularly the Democratic side of Congress is saying that they are questioning this, saying they shouldn't have access. They're writing all of these letters and memorandums saying, do not allow Elon Musk and DOGE to get access. We need to shut them down. So we will see where we go from here. But again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is this good that Elon Musk and DOGE are going through, cleaning up, saying, exposing, shining a light on what they're saying is massive mismanagement? They are saying fraud. If you think it's good, put yes. If you think no, put no. But make no mistake, this is just starting. Like I said, there is about to be a lot coming out. And today, all of these videos and articles I'm sharing with you, well, not all of them. I think that there was an article that I saw that came out yesterday, but most of them, almost all of them, I think, came out this morning. So this is breaking news coming out today, February the 18th, 2025, as the light is being shined on Social Security, federal programs, the IRS, major mismanagement, more Social Security accounts active than people even alive in the United States, and by tens of millions, by about 50, 60 million more accounts. And they're saying somebody is collecting some Social Security checks and somebody is collecting tax refunds off of these Social Security accounts from people who are supposedly still alive, that are 150, 160. In one case, there's an account, somebody out there they're claiming is 360 years old. So, man, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I will continue to keep you up to date on this. And if you appreciate that, like I said, do me a favor, hit that like button. These articles are going to be linked down in the description below so you can see them for yourself. Hit the subscribe button to stay up to date. It is totally free. Why not? But that is the latest, you guys. A lot unfolding with Social Security, the IRS, DOGE. I will keep you up to speed every step of the way. And if you appreciate that, like I said, that like button helps a ton. But that is the latest, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless.